Hi Virgo, welcome to the message you need to hear for August 26th through September 25th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to Trusting Truth Tarot. Much love and support to her, and hopefully you get a chance to stop by, check her out, show her some love and support as well if you like what she has to say. This is intended to be a romantic love reading. It may resonate in other areas of your life, such as friends, family, job, school, money, that sort of thing. All right, Virgo. For Virgo, what is the message from your person, because that's the way I'm going to read it, that you need to hear, Virgo? All right. For Virgo. Okay. High Priestess. Okay. So this could be Pisces or Cancerian. Strength. The Hermit. Ace of Cups. I think I'm going to sneeze. Pickles. Maybe. The World. This could be nine of cups. Listen to me. That could be Virgo. Knight of Coins. That could be Taurus. This could be Leo. This could be Pisces or Cancerian. Eight of Cups. The Lovers. All right. So have you two recently had a falling out to where somebody was like, they gave an ultimatum? Do you feel like you're not on the same page? Whoa, golly, why is this so crooked? What is going on here? Whew. All right. Did somebody is somebody trying to make a choice between you and someone else, or you're trying to make a choice between them and someone else? Hold on a minute here. I think this person still wants to be with you. I think we got the Hermit and the High Priestess here. I think there's been some pulling back. But I think this person, it's almost like if they could, they would say that they're sorry, because they've gone through it and they've been thinking about it, and if they could, they would, but they feel like there's some aspect of it to where either they feel like they can't reach out to you or they feel like they shouldn't. So, it could be that there's like a lot of distance between you two. And I mean, there's social media now, so I don't know about that. But there's something to where they feel like maybe it'll fall on deaf ears, or like that you won't hear it. All right. Okay, hold on a minute. What's his strength? You watch, I get deep into it, and then it's like, oh, nope, you two are still together, and yeah. All right, what's this strength card about? What's this strength card about for Virgo? That could be Leo. What's this strength card about? Reciprocity. Someone making time for someone doing kind things, thinking of another person, along with thinking in terms of an us, and prioritizing the relationship, and there's a give and take. So this has to do with the stability of the relationship then, and it being solid or not, stable and secure, based on someone kind of being maybe emotionally unavailable or just on the take, and someone else was left to do all the giving. So what's this Hermit about? What's this Hermit about? No, okay. Counting. The World. Right. So what's this Ace of Cups about? King of Pentacles. There's Virgo again. And here's Virgo. All right. So this is someone that's been doing a lot of thinking about the breakup and why you two ended. And they would like to tell you a few things. What's this World card about? We got the World twice. This is someone that there might have been an ending, but it also is somebody that thought, in retrospect, is probably thinking very highly of you now. It's like, oh, I get it now. I understand. Ready to transition and take the next step. What's this World card about for Virgo? The Chariot. This could be Cancerian. Did you move away? Did they move away? What's this Knight of Coins? The Star card, that could be Aquarius. Taurus. What's this Eight of Cups? What's this Eight of Cups? Ace of Pentacles. What's this Lovers about? What's this Lovers for Virgo? Page of Swords. All right, so here's the thing. You two ended and they're like, oh, now I get it. They still feel a connection to you. They still feel a fit with you. Probably now more than ever, since you've broken up and they've had a chance to think, or they're like, oh, I get it now. Oh, I understand. So, tying my hair back. This is someone that if they could, they would tell you, you know what, I realized how important you were to me, how important the relationship was, that I could have been better. This could, I mean, I don't think there's cheating though. I think someone was just kind of, it had to be their way, and otherwise it was of little interest to them. And so we have this ending, and this person's like, oh man, I realize that I still am in love with this person, or that I do actually love them, and they mean the world to me, and it's too late now because they've either moved away or they've moved on. And so this is someone that is going to basically be maybe dating, maybe having superficial relationships, but they're kind of holding a place for you. They're hoping that when the dust settles and dies down, that you'll be willing to talk. They'd like it if you were the one to initiate. They'd like to hear from you. They feel like they can't approach you, or, you know, even go near you, or even like they feel like they'd be laughed out of the room, right? So this is someone that really, it's like you're the one that got away. They realized too late how important you were to them and how important it was to be a good person or a good partner in the relationship. They still feel very much connected to you, and if you were to give them a second chance, they would like to make it up to you. They would like to do right by the connection. They would like to talk, but they will not say anything. I think they're probably hoping that you will initiate, and that, you know, you let them know that you still feel the same. But I think that might be a tall order after what you two have been through. It was just it kind of ruined things for you. I think it really offended you and hurt your feelings, because you were like a ride or die, and they kind of took that for granted. So, and this is someone that always had other things going on other than you, and now they're like, oh, I get it now. And they're probably quite solitary. They're still dealing with the heartache of it. So they might be having like superficial hookups or just casually, but this is someone that kind of is just doing the day-to-day and biding their time and trying to process this ending and get through it. And so, yeah, you were quite pivotal for them, quite important. It's what's looking like here though is it's too little, too late. We got movement here. We got moving away from each other, but is that only because, well, it ended and it didn't work out? I think this person would like to bridge the gap if they could, if they felt welcome. I think they would try to either move closer to you or find a way for you two to be closer together, because it looks like there's movement away from each other, like physically moving out of the house or taking steps to dissolve any kind of, live-in situation. So this is someone that has regrets, and if they could do it differently, they would. All right, what else for Virgo? It's funny though, with well, it's not funny, but I mean, they're not even going to come forward though. They don't, they must have messed up pretty bad because I think, I think it is. I think they'd feel like a fool for coming forward. Like, why would you even possibly answer my text or open the door? Like, I know how bad I screwed up. I don't even deserve to be in the same room with you, All right, what else for Virgo? But and the thing is that this could have been someone too, specifically in a reciprocity or a give and take situation, equal give and take. This could be somebody that used up all of your resources and still, you two still had nothing to show for it. Meaning this is somebody that probably, money might have been an issue, that somebody just didn't really have control over their spending, and that has to do with values and prioritizing and all that. And so they probably, not only was it not equal, but for some of you, it could have very well been somebody who used up all of your stuff, spent all of your money, took advantage of your generosity, and now they're really trying to restructure their life and become stable. They're really trying to get their act together, because I think they think that over time, if they were to kind of resurface back in your life and you were to see the stability and that there was, that they were solid, that might go a long way to getting you to at least talk to them or reconsider. But I think that this is someone that understands now why, the need to be a good person and to value and prioritize and to have limits and do things in moderation and not take advantage and not just use something up and then have no plans for replenishment or no long-term plans. You know what I mean? There's some, I think they understand that now that you two have broken up. All right, that's for Virgo. Wheel of Fortune. So that for me is one of the meanings is to be continued. Again, it feels like this is this person going, well, hopefully, right now we're on a downswing and we broke up and things are bad and we're like this. But hopefully in the future, like when everything dies down and they see that I can toe the line and that I've been pretty consistent, maybe this could change. Maybe they'll give me a second chance. What else for Virgo? What else for Virgo? Creativity. Okay. So that's something you don't see. I mean, that I don't pull that card very often. So that's kind of nice because this is this might be somebody that's finally figured out in the wake of all the busyness and the back and forth and when you weren't a priority. This feels like? It kind of feels like somebody who was much. When I say somebody, I mean that you were pretty stable and kind of already had your thing going, or you just approach things differently, and this person didn't, and they burned through a couple of bridges, they burned through a few opportunities, and now they're having to get now they might have hit their stride, but so it's like they're in a good place, but it's after you two, so it's a good, I mean, having known you is a good thing, but I feel like they burned through your generosity, and they could have accessed their own. They could have, when I say access their own, I mean they could have, with their own creativity, they could have come up with ways, but God, they must have had like 4 or 5 things going on, and maybe there was partying, but they're having to adult now. They're having to take care of themselves now. They're having to get creative. This could be an outlet for them as far as they were artistic, and there's that really wonderful creative energy, but this feels like they're having to come up with ways and get pretty creative about how they're going to normalize and stabilize their life. And again, it keeps playing over and over for me that they get it now. They understand now. They know what they could have done differently. That this relationship while it might have been very dynamic, there were parts of it that were very still because they just weren't contributing. Their mind wasn't there. So this is someone that understands that now, that they had to be a contributing partner, they had to be present. But again, it's almost like it's too late because you're moving away and your focus is on your own stability as well. Interesting. And the thing is, I mean, if somebody's got that wonderfully creative energy, a lot of times there's this really fluid, it's like this holographic, but then their day-to-day life can be kind of challenging because they don't structure that, because they don't structure their creativity. They don't just like tap into it on demand, it just kind of flows. And so sometimes people with that have hard time in other areas of their life just because it requires much more structure and less fluidity. But whatever the case, this person gets it now. And to be honest though, I don't feel like you're in it anymore. I feel like you're just, if anything, you're wanting to keep on moving forward to get some distance so that you can think about things. You're not in a place right now to where you'd want any kind of reconciliation or be willing to talk about it. I think you're just wanting to get some distance from this for a while. And maybe that's why they still feel hope, because they know you well enough to know that, okay, this person just needs some time. And maybe then I can come back and show them that how I've changed and that I'm sorry and that I get it now. I needed to be more present and attentive and more into the relationship so that we could thrive. We could be creative together. We could go on adventures. We could create. What else for Virgo? Oh, yay. Is that okay. Hold on. I can never remember. Yay. Okay, so this is the 8 of Swords, and so we got 2 8s here. Oh, is there another 8? Oh, that was a 9. Okay. 8. There we go. So 3 8s is marriage. But this is right now the focus. All right. Earlier I had mentioned that it feels like you two can't get to each other. Specifically, your person cannot get to you because of physical distance, and that's showing up again here. So even if there is a potential for this in the long term, this is about you, and it is not to be right now. That you two need time apart right now. That you two are to stay away. You two are to withdraw, to contain any kind of urge to reconcile. Both of you need time. This person in particular, Virgo, needs to get their stuff together. They need time to do that. It doesn't come easy for them. It's a learning curve. It feels like you're much more on your way. This is a learning curve for them, and your dynamic, if you two were to reconcile or talk, and you're probably like, well, don't worry about that, it's not going to happen. But if you were, you'd end up falling back into your old patterns. This person has to figure out on their own how. And I think that's part of why they're realizing how much you did for them and what it takes to adult or to be, and it's not just picking out a toaster. I mean, so, and it's not slamming anybody. People come into it on their own time, but it is kind of jarring. And I think you were already there and ready for it. I don't think this person was. And I think in the aftermath, they're learning that. And so it's not a good time for you to come back together, but maybe this is down the road to be continued, like a year, 8, 9 months, that sort of thing. I think this person definitely is still holding out hope. And I think they do want to make up for it because they get it now. There's this understanding. They get it. Could be too, though, that we got the Hermit here in the world. This could be studying abroad. This could have something to do with school and learning and being almost done, but you've got like another year that you've got to be. It could be that, but that wouldn't make them irresponsible. It's just that could be the distance where like you just, even if you wanted to, you couldn't right now. And maybe someone's still really partying at school and you're like, well, I just got hired, so I can't really do that. Interesting. Huh. Like studying abroad. Doesn't have to be, but I don't know. But I still think that this person is hoping over time that you two can reconcile. They've got to figure a few things out first, though. Like how to take care of themselves. Be a functioning adult. Okay. All right, Virgo. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next reading. I thank you for stopping by. You take care.